All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hurley Investments Market View Commentary for Monday, the 18th of 2020. I'm going to start off in a couple different areas today, but again, this is where I'm going to push our thinking to. I'm going to start off with cycles. And in my opinion, we have four simple phases of cycles. The best one, or the most important one, the one we always like, the peak or top, right? That no one can predict. Nobody can predict, but signals a new resistance level. Sometimes we call this an old high. Sometimes it's a stealth peak. But we have that high, or our peak, or our top. And then we have the drop, crash, pullback. With all of those, there's some level of panic as index prices fall to previous support/resistance levels. And obviously, those crashes can be caused by having an overvalued market. They can be caused by having, hold on one second. Just take that out. Quiet. Needs to be quiet. It just comes to some level of justification. So I should say it falls to some level of justification that prices are now cheap and will change direction to rise again, right? But what usually happens is you get a dead cat bounce and then you hit your trough, right? The bottom, that also nobody can predict. Good spelling there, huh? And usually comes by surprise. Then last but not least is the recovery or growth period, where stocks rise to new highs. And it's simple. It's just a simple cycle over and over and over again. Very interesting question or comment. So, was today a dead cat bounce? Dead cat ounce. So if we were to ask that question, well, let me ask it. If you think it was a dead cat bounce, give me a yes. If you do not think it's a dead cat bounce, give me a no. And let's find out where you guys think we're at. Guys are killing me. I've got 2 yeses and 2 nos. 3 yeses, so it's a dead cat bounce. So we got 3 yeses to 2 nos. I'm going to give my answer 4 yeses. This week will tell. My guesstimate is no. We are in a recovery. So here's the bull case, right? Don't fight the Fed that said we are going to print money and worry about the ramifications later. I mean, let's face it, that's about the dumbest damn thing on God's green earth that a Fed chair has ever said. The first time I can remember someone saying that, and here we are off to the races with it. In fact, I should kind of put it like this. 1. So, number 2. Vaccine. It is a vaccine. How would I say it? It would, how would I say it? Thank you. Vaccine, minute possibility by end of the year. And it's really minute. Every time we start talking about phase 1, freaking, I don't know how to say it. Anytime we start talking about phase 1 results that look positive and you see stocks double in value, it's just it's ridiculous. But that's what we're talking about. 3, lower highs and lower lows on contagion. Yesterday, 19,891, now 17,547. If you ask me, it looks like we've peaked. I've got to admit it. It looks like we've peaked. But that's not the chart I'm looking for. There we go. But we still probably have 2 months till we're going to end up in this less than 10,000 range right here. Up above 30, right? 34, 25, 34, 25, 33, 25, peak, almost 40, lows. That was the 37, lows. And in all reality, we're probably going to end up something like this, where in 8 weeks, we might be below that 10,000 level. And this is the 10K level, right? So let's give it 8 weeks before we're going to end up in this range for daily new cases. Now, let's put this into perspective. Someone I think just typed in, it's going to be a virus, right? So as Bill Brander says, there has never been a vaccine to stop a virus. I agree 100%. We get penicillin when we get the flu, when we get pneumonia. We do something to build up antibodies. So what we're calling a vaccine under no uncertain terms, cures a virus. It doesn't. What it does is help you better fight the virus and survive or live. So, Bill Brander, I'm 100% on board. Last comment. People are willing, wanting, and heading back out. So with that said, let me introduce you to a mistake my family made. Last Friday, 3 of my boys wanted to go over to a friend's house to go swimming. Well, social distance, stay on one end of the pool. It's chlorine. We should be okay, right? Had a great time swimming Friday. We're fine Saturday. Sunday around lunchtime, I get a text to call this friend of mine that says, hey, by the way, my son Danny is tested positive for the coronavirus. I tested Saturday when I started to feel a little weird. I still feel fine, but I got my results back Sunday. I've got the coronavirus. So my family finds out, actually it's a Sunday evening. We find out 2 days after my wife and I gave in, let kids go to a house that's father has been infected with the coronavirus, and showing love to our children and kissing them goodnight. If any of my kids have picked up the coronavirus from any of his kids, from a father who has the virus, my family is going to have it. Pretty interesting. In his family, it's come on pretty quickly. Within 2 days of knowing you have someone infected with it, it comes on. So the good news is my family has gone 2 days where we haven't had symptoms, but we've got 12 days, if not 19 days more to go till we feel that we are going to be in the clear. The sad news is I kind of thought he was joking, but when we said, well, send us what you have, let's make sure we're there. It's not a joke. So I'm going to blame it on the wife. The wife let the kids go swimming. I was working. I didn't know. But that's where we are at. And yes, we're going to be spending some time to see what we can do to be preventative, maybe like our president, get the hydrochloroquine, the Z-Packs. There's all kinds of stuff, but yes, that may be what we need. So I'm not saying this lightly. And then I got someone that says doesn't work. Damn it, those doctors are so smart. But that is the real life part of where my family is at right now. But with that said, I think thank you, Bill. I think the reason why we're looking at where we are comes down to the last reason, and that's companies are doing better than expected. And yes, I'm going to throw everything in there: oils, airlines, cruise ships, Apple, Disney, Baidu. So that is where I am standing right now. And that is how I've decided to run our last options expiration. Once again, we let some things go. And this is the reason why, which was sent to me, which is absolutely fabulous. The environment of business has periods of such volatility that I can still remember a great lesson like Grandpa gave me while I was chatting with a construction businessman who asked him, Isaac, how can you know for a fact if you had had a good year or not? Inflation is so high. Interest rates are in the sky. Not to mention the peso keeps devaluating so much. So let me turn that around. Kevin, how can you know for a fact that if you've had a good year or not? The stock market is so low. Interest rates are so low with the expectation of inflation becoming so high. And some of what you invested me in is doing worse than the stock market. When I say worse than the stock market, the S&P year to date is down 8.57%. In 3 months, we're down 12.61%. So if you take a look at some things, Disney from 155 down to 115, it's sucking rocks. Ford, Under Armour, Visa, although Visa might be beating it. Facebook's beating it, Disney's beating it, Baidu definitely is not. There are a ton that are not beating the market. My Ziad, from whom I learned the secrets of real estate and agriculture investments, wisely replied, it's simple. If by year end I have one more cow and one more square meter of apartments, that means I've had a good one or a good year. Hold on 1 second, please. Sorry about that. So again, if you ask me, it's very simple. If by year end I have 100 shares or more in an individual stock, an index, boy, there are a lot of things that I could say there. But if we have 100 more shares of stock, or I've been able to make up some of the downward movement, not all of it, then we're in great shape. Which leads me to what you guys are going to kind of giggle at. And you can't tell Jeffrey I said this. Let's break some rules. It's not pertinent, there it is, pertinent, to always be protected if you believe in trends, technical analysis, what else was I going to say this? Or if you want to trade in the 99.5% of normal market movement. If you want to trade for a black swan event that happens 0.5% of the time, then you always need to be protected. But in real life, it's not pertinent. It's okay to let some things go. If you believe in following the trend, it's stupid to use stop losses ever. For all those people that got stopped out of stuff and got it gone and out and found out that it would be significantly lower than their stop losses. Not a big fan of stop losses. Once your stock price has fallen, it is dumb to cap the upside or rebound if you believe in cycles. You can't believe in cycles and then think it's okay to cap yourself to the upside when you have these big drops. It just doesn't make sense. I'm saying this because pretty great day today, one of my best days ever. We took some protection off today, and let's go to Boeing. For a while today, we had some naked short calls on Boeing. Plain and simple, we had some naked short calls on Boeing. We took off this morning the 37s to do it for a small loss. And we had two sets of bear puts in place. So the $100 short puts, I felt like I could leave on for the day. Oh my God, Kevin, you had naked short puts in place. Naked short puts. Yes, I did. I had naked short puts in place. And I watched it and I didn't panic over it. And I almost decided to leave it on overnight, but I didn't want to push my luck. So we had naked short puts for people with Boeing through today that gave us an extra $1 of profit by letting Boeing run. Baidu. Kevin, what the hell are you doing? You did not roll up the 100 strike long puts. Nope. I took a chance. I decided, since they only had $2 left in them, since we only have them for 2 weeks, since Baidu popped $7.73, and since China, whether they're being honest or not with their numbers, is 2 months ahead of the US in the recovery, if not more. So if Baidu or if China lies about their numbers and said Baidu is doing much better than expected, well, hot damn, that helps us out. Not only that, but not only was Baidu up 7.74% or $7.73 after hours, because they were double their earnings per share at 8.84 won instead of 3.98. And revenue came in at 22.558 billion instead of 21.936 billion won. These suckers are up another $8.81 or 8.19% in extended hours. Kevin, I don't always roll long puts to at the money for earnings during recoveries. But Kevin, we don't know if we're recovering. I understand. But what we are, or we're not down to 18,213. We're actually 25% higher above the 50-day and above our pivot point, and our next cap is that 26,345 range. I get it. I understand. But Kevin, we're not in a recovery. In fact, if anything, we could be up at the top of our range. I agree, but we're not at 21.91. We're at 29.53. We're above our 50-day. We're above our pivot point, and we're now going to fight the 200-day at 29.98. But Kevin, we're not in a recovery. I know, but we're not at 66.31 on the NASDAQ. We're at 92.34, almost 50% higher. We're above our 50-day. We're above the 200. We're going to come into the R1 short-term resistance level at 94.68. I understand. Kevin, what are you doing? I'm taking the most relevant, recent, and best educated, experienced guess on what the market may do next. And today, I'm right. But what if you were wrong? Well, if I had naked short puts, I'd have to buy them back for not as much of a loss, or I'd have to get some more long puts on. If I was wrong this morning, I would have had to have run extremely quickly to Under Armour and add long puts on. Instead, we just added like, geez, another 8,000 shares. 8,000 shares I added on Friday, taking profits from puts, maybe even more than that. I don't remember exactly. So I'm gonna use the number 8,000. I used 20% more. 40, I'm pretty sure it's probably 8,400. I added 8,400 more shares of Under Armour through profits on long puts. They got a 51-cent bounce today. Or that today got a 6.74% bounce. Finally, new money comes to work after options expired. It hasn't done this for months. And here I am using my best educated thought process. Since we bounced down at 75 at $7.60 to $7.84, we were adding on new shares. And I'm letting it run to, if you look down here on the small little chart, to 10 again before I protect. But Kevin, what if? And there's all kinds of what if. What if Disney finally takes off with the shares again we added a couple weeks ago? Well, if it finally takes off, it'll be up $7.80, 7.17%. And after losing Kevin, whatever his name is, Kevin something or other, Kevin Myers, right? Going to be the new CEO of TikTok. He was not voted in to replace Iger. Did a hell of a job with Disney Plus. They did announce 2 new executives, but even after the bad news, it's finally down a dime. It's just probabilities. It's just numbers. But Kevin, what if Visa doesn't continue to, I don't know, 228 or something, right? Pretty sure it's 228 for Visa. I thought it was 228 for the high. It might be less than that. No, because Visa's not beating the market this year. I guess it is 214.17. What if you were wrong on Visa? Then I just add the protection back on. I made the comment, it's okay to let stocks range as they find levels of support and resistance. If you think you're going to day trade the shit out of it and get every single penny on the way up and the way down, real life tells you it's not going to happen. It's kind of fun to be able to break some rules on a day like today and to be right. Not to say I got away with it, but to be right. And the next best thing, which is really, I'm loving it right now. I know it doesn't mean anything till tomorrow, but pre-market wise, we're showing a little bit of upside on the Dow, on the S&P, on the NASDAQ. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I'm liking it. So I am going to say we're going to go higher. We've gone through the charts that are still bullish. All month I've been saying May is going to be a 2% up month. And I love these questions. Kevin, how did you know? I didn't. To think I'm going to outpredict the market is ridiculous. I don't know these things. Once again, I'm just trying to do the best I can to take the most current information and make my best educated choice, because this is what I do. I've been doing this pretty much full time for the last 19 years. I've got at least 6 to 8 other years that I've been doing it on the side. It keeps me up at night. I personally wake myself up to check futures. It's kind of a crappy life sometimes, but I gotta say, I love what I do. I love being in the market. I love having one more cow, one more square meter of apartments. That means I've had a good one or a good year. It may not reflect in your account that year. It may come later on. For all those poor people that listen to Jeffrey Dunyan, that myself included, that I followed along, Boeing sucks right now. But it's not every day you get to pick up 233% more shares of stock. It's not every day that you get the opportunity to have something bounce back big time. It's not every day that you get an opportunity to have one position that you put in at 125,000 that can turn into 385 in 12 to 18 months. I'm still sticking with my 2% in May, even though we were down significantly, even though we might at the end of the month have a sell in May go away. All I'm looking at is, hey, we're getting follow through from April. And really, we're only going to get like 1/10 of the follow through. And that's fine. All right. Baidu killed it. We're going to have another update tomorrow for everyone that's in Baidu. Nettie's on Tuesday. Kohler's, Home Depot, Automotive Auto Parts. Walmart will be a big one. Not necessarily a bellwether anymore, but it'll be interesting to see. Wednesday, LB Brands, Trip.com, Target, McKesson, Best Buy on Thursday, Hormel, TJX, Intuit, NVIDIA, that'll be a big one. Friday, Baba, Buckle, Campbell's Soup, Deere, AMC movie theaters. Economic reports, pretty calm. NAHB housing index, which was up higher, 37 versus 34. Not much tomorrow. In fact, if you'll notice, we don't have much on Friday because Monday is a holiday. Markets are closed on Monday for Memorial Day, which means after Wednesday, probably big money is out. You're not going to see big money. You'll see light volume, which will most likely, if we can get an update tomorrow, will continue the trend for the end of the week. Not much that I saw internationally. Everything is still US, just to let you know. We have a FOMC minutes on Wednesday, and we have a Powell testimony tomorrow. How am I looking to trade? All this has since changed, right? Plain and simple. Letting some things run. Pretty interesting. This article came out May 15th. Under Armour recovery time. It helped me make my decision on why I was going to let Under Armour run without protection after adding shares. Very interesting article. I suggest you definitely read it. All right. Powell says GDP could shrink more than 30%, but he doesn't see another depression. Glass half full, glass half empty. I agree with him. Top money manager cuts exposure, warns stocks are too expensive. I put this article in here because I've got another one. Where's my other one? Bill Miller doesn't see the market as dramatically overvalued, says Amazon could double in 3 years. I'm more in the Bill Miller camp. All right. Worst performing S&P sector is month, no touch right now. Traders agree. I would agree. Real estate's not where you want to be. REITs are never where you want to be, in all honesty. I think we learned that in 2008. Powell's recovery could drag through 2021. Fed has more ammo. I just stuck this in here because I was curious to see what this writer believed ammo to be. And boy, we better not do negative rates. That will absolutely destroy our banking system. With that said, questions. I know I've done a lot of talking at you today. I apologize. Are there any questions that you guys have asked that I have missed, or any questions that you would like me to go over that that we can finish up with today? In all honesty, once again, I'm probably doing a lot more explaining. Can you explain why negative rates will destroy the banking system? Plain and simple, if we go to negative rates, we're going to have most banks will go for a guaranteed return versus a loan return. So already banks have not made a whole lot of money because they haven't been willing to loan out their cash. They make 1% and a bit sitting in the Fed funds rate versus even a what do you call it, a treasury. I had an article a couple times back that I will try to pull for tomorrow, although I'm really going to hope Keeve does tomorrow. I'm going to be unavailable to do our trade finance adjustments tomorrow night, but I will find the article that talks about how the way that banks here loan and how they make money, negative rates will just, for all intents and purposes, destroy what we loan against, and what's been primarily the bank's main money system. We just had someone type in, they're exactly correct. Japan went negative some decades ago, and they are an excellent example of how you have no growth when you go negative. Another quick question, if you have the cash for assignment on a naked put, isn't really a cash secured put? Yes, it is, Ida. That is correct. A naked put means I would have to cover X amount of puts, and it would be cash covered, or I'd have to have it done within the first 2 hours that the market opens if for some reason I wasn't able to 100% cash cover it. So yes, a naked put is not unlimited risk. It is risk from the strike price on down. But yes, I went and ran with naked puts today on Boeing and collected a little over $1 in doing so. Naked calls have unlimited risk. Naked puts have the strike price minus the credit down to 0. Bill, thank you for the information. We will see what my family's going to do. Are there any other questions? Lance. So define luck from getting it right. I thought you were going to say experience. I was scrolling down. So here's my short answer for you there. And I'm going to give it to you. Hurley Investments. I want to go to the library. I'm going to go to, there it is. So this is the video I'm going to give you. That I will throw in here if it was just dumb luck or not. And that will hopefully answer your question. All right, guys. Hey, have a wonderful evening. We appreciate for those that are now praying for me and for good outcomes. Thank you very much. Kind of a bugger. Actually, Jim, this might change how I set out my trip to the East Coast. We haven't quite made the comment yet. I made the decision yet, but what a pisser this afternoon has been after the market closed is all I'm going to say. Whole lot changes relatively quickly here. All right, guys, have a good day. I will see you. I will not see you tomorrow. He will, or I will have one pre-recorded. I do plan on seeing you Thursday morning. Have a good evening, and let's hear it for a wonderful day today. And for everyone in Baidu, I mean, we're talking a lot of Baidu here. For everyone that's in 11,000 shares and 200 contracts, Baidu is going to be our winner this year. And it will be really, it'll be really interesting. It's going to be a good tomorrow is all I'm going to say. Guys, take care. Appreciate your time here tonight. I will talk with you on Thursday. Bye-bye.